Hey, what's up guys, Joshua's Booster here and welcome back to another One Piece video. So, second video going into the EB02 format that's technically like releasing in 2 days, on Friday. And if you have been following the channel, you know that Moria has basically been like my pet deck the past few weeks. And like it kind of actually got support going into EB02, and with black decks being like pretty decent into green purple Luffy, I had to do a video with like my updated Moria decklist as well as some gameplay. By no means am I saying that this is like my final decklist or whatever for the EB02 format, but this is like the deck list that I've been testing, and as you can see it has the Navy engine, which we will be going over in a second. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing off the deck list, and then also doing some gameplay against Lucci and the green-purple Luffy, as you're going to be seeing. And it's like, well, you'll see the games later. If you just want to skip to the games, you can do that. I'll post like the timestamps in the description. But yeah, Moria got support through the Navy engine, I want to say, in EB02. Technically, it also got like a Thriller Bark card, actually, in EB02, which is this guy, Hilden, which is like another 2k the deck can play. It says unplay trash 2 cards from the top of your deck, then give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 during this turn. So probably not really worth playing, but this does come out in EB02. But the real support card Moria gets is this guy, Sengoku. Which is like a pseudo Moria, like not really, obviously it's way less powerful, but it is a blocker, and on play you can get back a Navy type character with a cost of 4 or less from your trash. So this is going to be playing out like your Kuzan, your brand new Hina, or this Hina, which like has some really cool synergy with it, which I'll talk about a little bit when we get to that card. But yeah, this is like the new addition to the deck, and because I wanted to try out this card, we are back on running the Navy engine, which we were not before. And of course, if we're running the Navy engine, we will be running Kuzan. And just establishing this on curve when you're playing against green purple Luffy is very strong, right? Because it makes it like, if they do have the stage, you need like another reduction alongside this. But if they don't have the stage, just Kuzan going into Absalom is gonna be able to outdare Sanji and Pudding, which is nice. Then also, of course, the full place of Tsuru, because we can pick that up with brand new. I'm not on the full place of brand new at the moment, just because I needed like some space to play other cards I wanted to play. But honestly, like maybe going forward, I will be playing a full place of this. Then 2 Sabo, not much to say about that. I do think black will be fairly popular going into the format, so you definitely need like some number of Sabo. Honestly, I wish I could play 4, but yeah, no space if you're also running the Navy engine to run 4. For Rebecca, enough to say there. For Absalom, I'm on 2 of the Cerberus. I do think this card is pretty good, to be honest. It's just versatile, I like having it in the deck, but I don't think it's a staple necessarily. So maybe like in a future version of the deck, this won't be in there. Then 3 Hawkback. Like, yeah, he's one of the better Thriller Bark targets, but honestly, you're mostly going to be playing out like your Absalom, ideally. And Hawkback's just for the late game, so I think 3 in the decks is probably enough. The full place of Sindri, full place of Perona. Also 3 Ryuma. I love playing 4 of this because you really want to see this in your opening hand, because it's one of the best ones to play out on like your 3-don turn. But yeah, I had to make space for the Navy engine somehow. So yeah, 3 of him, then the full place of Hina. And then this Hina, it's the one from the Smoker structure deck. She really enables some cool plays. Like if you are on 6-don, you can play this out. Give a don to your leader, and then still use the leader ability, so you can still establish 2 bodies, which is very, very nice, I think. And then specifically on like 9-don, you can go like Sengoku, bring this out, use the ability of Hina, give a don to your leader, swing and bring out like a Thriller Bark card. So you still on 9-don can play out like a 7-don character and 2 4-don characters, which is very strong in my opinion. I'm not sure if we're gonna be seeing this card in action in the gameplay videos. I don't quite remember, but I hope so, because it is cool. And against Lucci, obviously, it's just very strong if you can just like play this out, give it a don. You have like an 8-cost character on the field, which is hard for them to remove in the early game, right? And now 3 Tempest Kick. This might seem a little odd, but honestly, sometimes having Tempest Kick in this deck is just very awkward. It can be hard to set up your trash to get this live in the early game. So very often when you see like multiples of this in the early game, it's actually not that good. So I'm not really missing the 4th one, but again, like the list is subject to change. But 3, honestly, it doesn't feel that bad. But yeah, that is the deck list. Now we'll go into the gameplay. It's gonna be like 3 games, 1 Lucci, 2 against green purple Luffy. let's just check out the Lucci game first. Alright, hopping into the Lucci game here. He won the Diron, actually opted to go first. So yeah, as you can see, there's like Uta in my hand, which was not in the decklist that I just showed. But this is because I tested it and I just didn't think it was good. So yeah, it's not in the list anymore. But I have been testing it. But yeah, it was just a little bit lackluster in my opinion. He also opts to go first, by the way, which I think is incorrect. I think you should probably go second in this matchup. I get that like the playing out the 4 cost on the 3-1 turn is like fairly strong, but I still think your own curve going second as Lucci is like a lot stronger, so you probably want to be going second anyway. I just play out the Hina here and buff it up to be an 8 cost, so it will be really hard for my opponent to remove. Hard, if not impossible, in fact. And then we also just have it set up for the next turn, which is nice. So I actually hit into the Tempest Kick here, which gets rid of the Brook, which is yeah, pretty strong. He plays out the Sabo, which is fine. So there's like a couple lines we can take now. We can play out like the Kusan Dengo leader effect and play out another body. But we might also just go Sabo. Okay, no, we don't do that. So yeah, we do exactly what I just mentioned. Swing 6/6. The other line would have been just to go Sabo and like give a Don to Hina, so the Hina can't be outed. But we just go play Kusan into Hawkback here, pick up the 2k. Really establish his whiteboard. Which will be very hard for my opponent to answer without having established like a prior Kusan or Laboon. And I don't think he has enough cards and shouldn't have enough cards in trash for the Tempest Kick either, so it will definitely be hard for him to out his field. And he's already on 2 life, which I think is fair enough. Probably being Lucci going down to 2 life is kind of what you want, to just have as many resources in hand as possible to answer your opponent's board. He just thinks 5 into leader. I think going back to, or going down to 2 life in this matchup is fine. I opt to take it also because I think I want to keep the necessary counter in hand for the Hina. Oh, he actually did have enough cards in trash for the Tempest Kick. Okay, so he still gets to clear both the Kusan and the Hina here, which is like a little bit rough. Was looking really good for us, I think, but now not so much. He opts not to swing with the Sabo here, which I feel like I probably would have swung with the Sabo. So here I just want to be eating away at my opponent's hand, so I go swing 6 into Lucci, play out Kusan. And then we can do another 6 swing into the Lucci. Pitch the Ryuma, play out the Ryuma. So he goes down to 5 cards in hand, which is fine. And we have like a bunch of 2Ks in hand. He swings into the Hawkback. We opt to protect it with the 1K. He goes swing 6, that's fine. We let it go. He goes for another 6 swing. And we really don't want to go like below 2 life. It's always like the danger zone, right? So counter this. Then he actually plays out the Sabo to pop my entire field, and now he has like a 9k, 2 6Ks and a 5k on board. Still opting to not swing with the Sabo actually. I definitely feel like it would have been correct to swing with the Sabo. So here we go, Sengoku into Kusan, swing 6 into the Lucci, pitch Absalom, grab Hawkback, and now we're just gonna try to out advantage him basically. Grab back the 2k. He has to pitch another 2k counter. Now we have like 7 cards in hand, pretty decent field. Even though his field is obviously better, right? But with his 4 cards in hand, it might be hard for him to out the Sengoku and the Hawkback. But still, like, it could go either way. I think still like it feels a little bit favorable for the Lucci in this situation. He plays out Uta, reduces Sengoku. Then he opts to swing 6 into leader. Maybe I should have blocked here, because he's obviously setting up to KO the Sengoku somehow. Pick up Tempest Kick, and here I can trigger it to get rid of either the Uda or the Hina. Which honestly, in my opinion, doesn't sound too bad, but I opt not to. I guess I kind of want to use the Tempest Kick on my turn to reduce. Oh, and they actually can't KO both of them. So that's good for us. He just basically using 3 cards here. He uses 3 cards. He uses the Uta, the Sabo from his hand, and then like the discard to get rid of just the Sengoku. So, and now he just has 1 card in hand, and suddenly it's looking like really good for us. So I go Tempest Kick. Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like I have to do that. Now I can go like Sengoku into Hina. Hina give a Don to the leader, swing into Lucci, and then pitch to Uta. We got Absalom to KO the Sabo, and then hopefully the Hawkback can, the Hawkback can just crash into Hina. Now he has 0 cards in hand, so it will be impossible for him to get rid of my bodies, unless he goes like top deck Tempest Kick into something like Rebecca or Lucci. So now we just kind of have to survive, and then we probably win. And so I thought like, okay, maybe he top deck like into Rebecca, so he wants to go like Rebecca Sabo on this turn. Then I think I'll take this. And then because he didn't commit a Don to the Sabo here, I'm like, okay, he probably top deck maybe 10 cost Kuzan. So I can probably get away with like blocking with the Sengoku here. Then he can pop one of my bodies and I can just go for a guaranteed game on the next turn. And my hunch was correct. He goes drop the Kuzan. Now I can just go like 5, 7, 9. And that's just guaranteed game unless he plays like some blocker from life, which is not going to happen, right? So yeah. Lucci, definitely a hard matchup for Moria, but we won the advantage game in the end, which I think Moria is better at than Lucci. But the matchup is still definitely very hard, but not unwinnable by any means. Yeah, let's hop into the green-purple games now. Alright, going into the green-purple game here. So I win the Diary and I opt to go first. I do not think this is correct. This was still like early testing, and I definitely think going second is better into green-purple just to establish the Kuzan if you have it on curve. But here I was trying going first, so yeah, would not recommend that. My opponent asking if this is video or just testing. And yeah, it is a video, so welcome to the channel. So I do establish the Ryuma on curve here, which definitely is pretty nice. He goes swing 5, we take it. Grab the doggy. Then he just drops the Zoro Juro. Digging for that Sanji Pudding. Oh, I actually think he found the Sanji Pudding with the Nami on the previous turn. So this matchup I generally think is pretty 50-50, to be honest. I definitely think Moria is like pretty decent going into the green-purple deck, but it's not like super favored by any means. But it is a black deck, and like it can like semi-consistently deal with the Sanji and Pudding, which already makes the matchup significantly better, I think. Just establishing double Ryuma here, because we can't really play the control game just yet. But just going aggro with Moria is very good as well. I also think it's one of the things that makes Moria pretty strong. It's just being able to have a very versatile game plan depending on what you're playing against. You know, I opt to just keep like double Ryuma on field and try to push him next turn, because like if one of the Ryumas connect, that's very, very good for us. Pick up another Ryuma. So I go swing 8 into leader here, which he takes, that's good. We just go 8 again. Counters, and now we just go swing 6. I do think I played this game like a little bit awkwardly, but I was just kind of trying to see like how this type of game plan worked out into this matchup. Go hook back, pick up. I don't have a 2k to pick up here, so I just pick up the Cerberus. Maybe I should have just gone 8 on leader again, to be honest. Because the green-purple Luffy deck, it does play a lot of brick cards, like a lot. I let the Ryuma go here. I should let both of them go. Maybe I should have, in hindsight, tried to counter it out. Because it would mean he... I mean, he could definitely have swung over it, but... Now he actually plays out the Zoro, which is very annoying. He couldn't really have done that if I committed to blocking the Ryuma. I mean, he could have, and then would have eaten my entire hand, so... I don't know, hindsight is 50-50, right? But now it's gonna be very hard for us to combat the field. It's like extremely difficult. We also can't go like Sengoku into a play here. Okay, now we do go Absalom, get rid of the Sanji Pudding, but I really feel like the game's already lost at this point, to be honest. Like, it's gonna be very hard to get back into the game. Let's play out the Sabo. And now we just have 2k, 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 2k Sengoku. So maybe we can just try to go for game next turn. Unless we just lose this turn, which is also a possibility, I think. Yeah, I think it is. He draws the Rush Luffy here. We do have only 2Ks. And a blocker. Like, if he does commit going for game here, then it's gonna be rough. Either way, I think it's gonna come down to the wire regardless. Which is kind of impressive if you saw like the game state that we came to. But actually though, even if he does try to go for game here and it doesn't work, he might just live next turn thanks to the super fair and balanced Gum Gum Giant, right? So pick up a 1k here from life, which is very good. Very tense. I can go like 7, 7... 7, 7, 7, I think. He can do a lot of 7k swings. So he's like, okay, trying to figure out if he's just calculating if he can survive if he doesn't push for game here. So he goes 7, which I will counter, I assume. Yeah. Go 7 again. Just reading the Luffy, just to be sure. And we actually pick up a brick here, which is very, very sad. Because he can go 7-7 again. Or 3 times 7, so with the block we could have potentially lived if he did that. He goes 7. I count... Yeah, I shoot my counter. And he goes 7. And he actually commits into going for game here. 6-7, and yeah, we can't counter this, right? So we lose. Now the question is, okay, yeah, I mean, if we did have the 1k, then he literally has like 0 counter on hand, or 3k, I guess. So we definitely would have won there. But yeah, very close game in the end. Like if the Hina was the 1k, then we would have gotten it. But yeah, just trying to aggro is probably not the way against this deck. Certainly if you're playing Moria, which, you know, you can play the control game. But yeah, I do have another green-purple game to look at, so let's check that out as well. Alright, last game for today. Another green-purple, because I just really wanted to show off specifically the meta matchups that I would expect going into the EB02 format. And I do expect like green-purple Luffy and Lucci probably being the most popular decks going into it. But we will definitely also still be seeing Shanks and stuff like that. If you do want me to show off like another video... oh, here I do opt to go second, by the way. So when I played this game, I was like, okay, probably going first is not the way. But yeah, if you want to see like EB02 Moria into other decks than just green, purple, and Lucci, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. But I will definitely also be exploring like some other decks aside from just Lucci and Moria going into this format. I'm also going to be doing like a green, purple Luffy video as well. But yeah, if you do want to see another Moria video, just leave a comment down below and then... we'll see what we can do. So my opponent not having the Mary, not having a Searcher going into this turn. And we do have like both Kuzan and Absalom Axis already. So definitely a very strong start for Moria here. Let me just speed up this game like a little bit. Because if not, it's going to be very, very long. So yeah, just played out the Kuzan, not much to say here. He goes like Sanji Pudding, and now if he does have the stage, that's annoying for us because it means we won't be able to out the Sanji and Pudding here. But he doesn't. He does have the Frankie though, which I'm not sure if all the lists play it. But yeah, now we can just answer the Sanji Pudding, which is very nice. Play brand new. Yeah, I definitely think that's correct because now we can just go 6-6. The Frankie being on the board is kind of annoying though, because it does grant him like an additional free Dawn on the next turn, but yeah, just nothing we can do about it, right? And outing the Sanji and Pudding is definitely like, has more priority than outing the Frankie. We can just run over the Frankie easily next turn, since it's just a 4k body. But yeah, definitely very strong. Against Moria, like against Lucci is probably not as strong, because Lucci has like an easier time dealing with 2 bodies, but yeah, Moria can't, it just answers 1 body at maximum each turn, unless you're also playing the 3-cost Brook, I suppose. So he goes swing 7 into the Kuzan. I think we're just gonna like really try to defend it here because he can go like 7-6, which is fine to defend. We have like plenty of 2Ks in hand. Or I mean not plenty, but we have enough. We have 2. So he goes play the stage here. Swing into the Kuzan. And yeah, definitely just gonna counter there with, I would assume, the Sabo. Yeah. And now hopefully we draw Hina. And we can just answer the Sanji Pudding. Or actually don't even need Hina because we can, if we want to go play out Sindri to set up our trash for the Tempest Kick, which is nice. And that's what we end up doing. So we swing 5 into Frankie. If he wants to counter that, that's perfectly fine. And we also found another Upsilon, by the way, which is important, I think. So we did definitely get lucky with the Sindri Mill. We go swing another 6. Just swinging like continuous 6s into this Luffy is so strong. Because they do play, like I already mentioned, but they play so many bricks in the deck. Which, of course, because they play the Gum Gum Giant, it's not that bad. But just going like 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 every turn is so powerful. They will definitely run out of counter at some point. And then just those, they're gonna have to use like their Gum Gum Gatling and their Giant on just the 6k swings. Which is just very not efficient for them. So he plays the Luffy here. Goes leader effect. And like if he goes Luffy effect here and uses the ability, that's perfectly fine, right? We just kind of want to pressure him at this point. He goes swing 7. He doesn't use the Luffy effect though, so he could pick up Tempest Kick. That's good. That's good. And at this point he's like, okay, cannot win the control game anymore, so it's time to be the beatdown. Plays out Zoro there. And we definitely can play the control game, I think. Yeah, because we have like Rebecca Tempest Kick, yeah. So we can just like do a bunch of 6k swings and then out the Luffy with our leader, I think. I'm not sure if we have like another Epsilon in trash actually. Oh, but it doesn't matter because we can just play over the Epsilon with Rebecca and Hina. So we can definitely just set up Epsilon in trash, which is very nice. So yeah, we have 3 swings, 6k here. One of the Epsilons is just gonna be chilling. Okay, so he takes it. So probably doesn't have another counter, I would assume. Oh, and just judging by this line of play, we did already have another Epsilon, yeah. So we don't even need to do the replacement with the Rebecca going into Hina. Oh, we didn't need to do Hina either way because we had the Tempest Kick, of course, yeah. Right. So now we can just use the Hina to pick up a 2k and really like kind of guarantee we do not lose out to his swings next turn. I'll just pick up the Perona, yeah. And then next turn, like, we definitely should have game. Unless his hand is insane, but big doubt. He goes Nami. Start off his turn. Not really sure what he's looking for. Maybe the Luffy. Yeah, I guess the like the gear second Luffy is not bad, but he finds the Sanji and Pudding, which it's probably not what you want to be seeing at this point in the game. Yeah, I'm not really sure like what the game plan here is. So I just pitched a 2k, and that's just gonna be game, I think, probably. Again, unless his hand is like all counter, but I really doubt it, just judging by how he played out his turn last turn. So I take the 6k swing. Yeah, go Rebecca block. Then, I don't know, maybe goes like Zoro Juro, Gum Gum Giant or something. So it picks up the 2k Usahachi. So now we'll just go like 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, I guess. And then if worse comes to worse, I guess we can play out the Sengoku. Yeah, just going 6s here is so strong because it's gonna force him to use because we have so many swings, it's gonna force him to use like the Gum Gum Giant for just a 6k swing. Okay, so now we know he has like Usahachi and 2 cards which are unknown. So here I'm thinking, okay, what do I want to do? The thing is like, what are the odds I live if I play out the Sengoku? Because I only have 1 life left. And, like with the setup I have now, I can't out one of his bodies, so I kind of have to go for game. Now it's like, okay, I'm just gonna swing 6, and if he like, then he has to burn Giant on the 6k swing. If he has it, I guess he can like pitch a 1k and then use the giant if I went for, like, on the next swing. That would still be bad. So I go 8, and then hopefully he has to use the giant here, and then I can go 9, and he doesn't have, like, 2k. So, kind of scary to be honest here, but he does have to need, like, only counter, like, 2k, 1k, 1k, 2k, 2k. But yeah, he doesn't. He did have the 2k, so it was definitely a close one. Definitely could have lost to him, like, drawing double 1k or just 2k. But again, there was a lot of bricks in the deck, so that didn't happen. But yeah, that is, like, the Navy Moria build that I have been testing going into EB02 format. Let me know what you think about this deck going into this format. Let me know what other decks you want to see me play going into EB02 as well. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and if you do, I'll see you in the next one.